Pick has disappeared.
We're live. I think we're live. I think we're on. Okay.
Okay.
Did you find it? Sorry, everyone. It's 10:01 and we are a little bit late. Maybe we're looking for his pick now. Guitar pick.
How did it just wander off like that?
Did you find it?
No, I don't know where it is.
Why don't you go find it?
I'll
Just need a pick.
just use another one.
Okay. So yeah, we're sorry. We're a little bit late. 10:02. You sure? You want to use another one?
I have another pick here. I might need a cough drop, but we're good.
Get a cough drop.
All right.
Okay. Well, while things are so hectic, thanks for tuning in. How are you today? Happy Friday. How's everyone doing? We want to keep things interactive today, as we do always. And I realize when we do ask a question, if we ask it like in minute 2, you may have missed it. And when you join us a little bit later, you don't know what question I asked you. So right now I'm going to be sharing something on our screen. Technology is so cool. So text. Bring it up. Okay.
Can you press something on the gray on the side?
Right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, cool. So do you see that above our heads right now? What is the question?
The question is, what's something broken that you need God to fix right now?
Mm-hmm. And we're not talking about your broken chair or a broken lawnmower, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe it is. Maybe that's the most desperate item that you need to fix in your house, but...
It could be like a broken car, maybe. Some people have a lot of car issues, and that could be very depressing.
Yeah, because Isaac had a broken car today. It's really funny because my battery died, my car battery, a few months ago, and it's been dying so frequently. I had so many issues with my car, and it's over 10 years old, and I get it, but just...
It was 2 weeks ago.
Was it 2 weeks ago my car battery died?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
These 2 weeks seem like 2 years, so... Yeah, and then just 2 days ago, Isaac's battery died, so... Yeah, we're like, yeah, they're like really, this battery death that has been very contagious. Ooh, bad word. But, hey, Andrew, happy Friday. And Esther has also asked, how are you today? Isaac, we didn't get to ask you how you are. So how are you?
I'm good. I'm humbled, but I'm good.
You're humble.
Yes.
Can't wait to hear about that.
Yes, I will share it as part of the message.
Okay, great. So the question is, what's something broken that you need God to fix right now? It's actually above our heads where the mantle is.
Right here.
So yeah, right here. So why don't we start? Something broken that God needs to fix right now. Something that you feel like it is beyond your power to fix. So I guess a broken lawnmower, yes, we could use God's help, but it's something that maybe you feel like you can do on your own. So why don't we start with you, Isaac? Why don't you tell us by commenting your answer? Meanwhile, Isaac, what do you think is something that maybe in the past you felt like, I need God to fix this, or something that you're currently experiencing?
Well, I can share something from the past and something from the present. So growing up, I struggled a lot with sexual sin. And, that's, I think, a common struggle among many guys out there. And so that was just something that really destroyed a lot of my life, really hurt our marriage, and hurt our ministry as well. And so that was something that, I was just in bondage to it, and I needed God to fix that part of my life. And so it was a long process. It wasn't just like one moment I just say, God, I surrender, fix me, and it was instant. No, it took years, but I can say by God's grace, He really came in and brought healing and freedom in that part of my life, and so that's one thing I can definitely share. And a present thing, so Hannah and I had a little bit of an argument right before we went live, which is actually why we started 2 minutes late.
That's not true.
It is true. It is true. And it's my fault. It's my fault. And so what we were arguing about is basically I was being selfish. And I was feeling stressed because of all the technical demands of not just this nightly thing, but we were filming our previous service video for this Sunday. And
last night, 2 a.m.
Yeah, we were up until 2 a.m. And I guess I was doing a lot of the technical stuff, setting up, light, making sure audio's working, video's working. But the thing is, I'm somewhat comfortable with computers, but I'm not comfortable with like cameras, and this is all new to me. So I was very stressed, and that kind of carried over into just now. And I was just like, why do I have to do all the technical stuff? I just want to focus on teaching. And I think Hannah, she rebuked me in a very wise and loving way, and I'm realizing that my selfishness is something that I can't fix. I mean, if I could just turn it off, I would, but I know at this point in my life, like God needs to come down and He needs to work something powerful in me. It has to be done through God's grace. I just need to surrender, and I need to pray and just trust in Him. So that's mine.
Hey, thank you for that confession. Yeah, thank you. That was...
Isn't that what we're doing?
Confession time. But nobody's commented anything. I think it's really a big question.
Maybe it's too hard to follow after what I just shared. Yeah, I kind of went strong. I just went for it. I'm a pretty open book. So
we are. Yeah.
Yeah, but please comment. I mean, we'd love to
encourage you.
Yeah, encourage you and even respond to the things that you write. So.
But last night it was really challenging, and church leaders, those of you who are recording your messages, your worship from various homes, and different leaders are recording messages and sending them, compiling them. And if you enjoy video editing, audio editing, good for you. Continue to use this gift at this season. It's a very precious gift. For us, we don't enjoy it, becomes work. So, okay, we were up until 2 a.m. recording our worship song, okay? And we were trying to mimic this other church that did a fabulous job. So simple and nothing fancy. And everything we did in the house, it didn't work. We put lights up that didn't look good. Zoomed in, zoomed out, didn't look good. So it was 2 a.m. and we were both grumpy. And I said, Isaac, I don't want to do this. This is our worship. We're not performing, right? We're not acting, but this is the worship service that we're going to put up on Sunday for everyone to follow. And then, after that, we said, you're right, let's do this at 2 a.m. And we had to kind of keep our voices low because we have neighbors around us, and Sheppy's also sleeping. But it was an interesting experience, and I think that was a recent brokenness. I felt like God really needs to intervene right now, because my feelings, the frustration, and what we are feeling right now all across the country and the world, there are some households where you feel like, there are people, you feel like this is too big. This is a God-sized problem. I can't handle it on my own. And this is where we just like what Isaac did, just confess before the Lord, and just let Him know, God, I can't solve this. I can't resolve this. So that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
No one's commented, and I think it was a big question, and maybe the question is too small. It's above our heads, and you feel like maybe you think this is like a nice decoration above our fireplace, but no, it's the question of the night, and it is, what's something broken that you need God to fix right now?
But no pressure. I mean,
no pressure, yeah.
This is just if you want to, and if you do, then we'll try to respond to it. But should I get into?
Yeah, let's get into it.
Okay, so we do want to give a word of encouragement. We every time we want to make sure that you come away with something that really blesses you and lightens, the load on your shoulders and gives you some hope for tomorrow. So today we're talking about brokenness and how God fixes brokenness, and not just fixes it, but turns it into something beautiful.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to read from Isaiah chapter 61. Great chapter. It's talking about the year of the Lord's favor. I'm just going to read the first few verses. The Spirit of the Lord God is upon me, because the Lord has anointed me to bring good news to the poor. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prison to those who are bound, to proclaim the year of the Lord's favor and the day of vengeance of our God, to comfort all who mourn, to grant to those who mourn in Zion, to give them a beautiful headdress instead of ashes, the oil of gladness instead of mourning, the garment of praise instead of a faint spirit. And
Amen.
yeah, I mean, there's this term in theology called the Great Exchange. It's when we give God our sin, we give God our burden, our brokenness, and in exchange, He gives us His righteousness, He gives us life, He gives us blessing and joy and peace. And so that's basically what this opening part of the chapter is talking about. We feel heavy, we feel broken, we feel dry. And instead of those things, God's going to take those things from us, and He's going to give us, beauty, and He's going to give us favor, and He's going to give us a joy and a garment of praise instead of a faint spirit. And that's really what God does. He takes the broken things of the world, and then He mends them, He rearranges them, and He transforms them into something beautiful. And so you can see that all throughout the Bible. God is in the business of restoring broken things.
Yes.
All throughout the Bible, you can see broken people. Think about the New Testament. There's people like Zacchaeus. There's people, even the disciples, like Matthew. He was a tax collector and he was a traitor to his people. Simon was, or one of the Simons, he was a zealot, meaning he was a man of violence. That's what that word means, a zealot. Peter was this temperamental, uncontrollable person. All these broken people, and God came into their lives and He turned that brokenness into something beautiful. That's what He does. He's in the business of doing that. So,
and He loves doing that.
Yeah.
Doesn't He? Yes, He's in the business of doing that, but He's also He loves to glorify Himself. And when we think about someone glorifying themselves, it seems selfish. That seems like, oh, it's so self-centered, but that's from human point of view. This is God. When He, the perfect being, glorifies Himself, we are most glorified, right? We're most satisfied. John Piper saying. I love that. So if you think there is an area that is so broken in your life and so broken that it cannot be redeemed, let's look to God. He is in the business of healing. He is in the business of restoring your brokenness. So we're going to sing a song called Brokenness Aside. And this is a song that we will actually be singing this Sunday for our Sunday service, something that we sang last night at 2 a.m. So listen to the words. I believe the words will be commented soon. Worship with us, and just remember that God wants to heal. He wants to fix your brokenness. Your grace Amen. It's kind of an anticlimactic ending, but we wanted to leave that off. The last words that Isaac saying were, all this pain, I wonder if I'll ever find my way. I wonder if my life could really change at all. We started with just a small, short confession in the beginning, but we are the testimonies of God's healing power. We are those people that really wonder, can our lives really change? And that was before we met each other, after we met each other, and even through our marriage. Can God really heal our marriage? So don't think that we had it easy, and there are people who have it much harder than us, but we just want to remind you that God can redeem you. God can heal you. So let's think about that, ponder on that thought. We do really love you, and we thank you for viewing, and I hope that you're encouraged tonight. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Bye.